Hey, what up, portfolio class? Traditionally, what I have done is I would go through and make an assessment on your printed portfolio, but because we focus on digital, I thought it would be poignant to address the digital aspects of stuff. It's also lunchtime where I'm at, so every once in a while I will grab a snack, and it's actually quite ideal. Ben Bush grading things on an empty stomach is bad for everyone. So let's look at the lineup. So we got Alan, Reed, Olivia, Ali, CJ, JP, Kalen, Rex, EVE. Now, let's see. I've tried multiple times and to not much avail to find, have 9 students, 9. Alright, good stuff. Let's start. So, I'll come here, and I want to try to be as objective as possible, as if I'm seeing these things for the first time, because the people who are looking at it, looking to hire you, are going to be looking at it for the first time. I don't know what this is, so I'm curious about it, but I'm not going to type in it. So, I mean, if you are applying to Chinese companies, totally fine. American companies, it could be a little bit of a put off, so just consider that. Create products from life. At points it's a little bit difficult to read. So the nature of design is pure, and the demands of life are a little bit tough. Demands of life extend to the products through technical means, thus extending into people's lives. I work with a variety of clients to create inspired, diligently designed products that emphasize simplicity and celebrate everyday living. Okay. So this is you. These are your projects. So instead of flipping through these, I'll go now to your product design page, which is blank, and we'll go to the lamp, which works. There seems to be a little bit of a formatting issue. It's an uploaded PDF, and when you're using digital media, it's nice to have some of the benefits that comes with digital media. So, alright, I'll ignore the fact that it could have some type of animation or video or just a lot more image content, and we'll look through the PDF essentially. Explore environment mimicry and flat pack manufacturing. Cool. Belief. The epithelium gives a warm hue and the inspiration of nature. Okay, I don't see a warm hue. What is epithelium? I'm not going to read that. I'm going past it. Environment, living room. Alright, so we're in the living room. And I feel like I'm seeing this too early in the process. It's like, if I don't like it here, I'm going to quit reading. Skiatch. What is it, skiatch? Just by size, it says that's the direction. I guess I'm drawn to the slight bolding. So this one's shape is a simple design. This one creates more shadows. Each layer is similar. I added a base. Why? Absorb more light. Okay. And then you get to your conclusion. I'm okay with that. Rough models. You see how like this is exactly this? So it's almost like you should introduce, I did one without a base. This is what I did. Because it seems like the design process is a little bit dishonest. You concluded on your final model or your final sketch, and then you made models of not the final sketch. So it's a little bit of misleading. So this one, the shade's not enough. The transmission of light is not well. That's cut off. More layered, create more shadow and shade, get better something effect. How we doing? Beautiful. Visually it's good, just story-wise it's a little bit convoluted. Cut file, once again, we got a problem, right? There should be no reason why your words are cut off. Why is a cut file important? And do you need to have an outline outside the cut file so this actually is going to throw it on a laser? Because if all this can get thrown on a laser in one pass, that's great. But I'm betting it can't because of the overall size in relationship to a light bulb. And context is really good here because I understand the scale. Finally, up until this point, the scale is unknown. Even in this picture, I don't know if it's close to me or it's back against the wall. So assembly time 45 minutes, average retail cost $85. What changes did you make from this model to this model? How did you make it more efficient? Detail shots. True. I think this is the best image. It's a fun page. Final page. I really wish there was more like light coming out of the lamp because it's a very nice room. Always getting your eames in, but it seems like it's laid on top instead of it being part of the room. Ideally, you would take it into an actual room and photograph it, but it doesn't seem real enough yet. All right, product design, Halltree. Fusion of Halltree. What is a Halltree? Plant and Japanese style individual project 5 weeks, which brings us to the question, right? If you're saying individual project 5 week, how long was this? You don't tell me. I'd like consistency. Persona. What do I need to know about Sarah Green? What are we making? We don't really know yet. What do you mean she has a good aesthetic? Pursuing fashion and loving life. This doesn't really work out. Due to the shared space of her roommate, her private space has only 20 square room. It's probably in America 20 square feet of personal private space. I might consider visually the green all ties together, but likes are usually green and then dislikes are usually red or orange. To consider changing that color. I need to know how all this information about Sarah will translate into a product. Inspiration. Inspiration. Research. Kind of clothes hangers. Are we talking about personal space? Right? Because I mean that's what this led to me to believe, is that it's a personal space issue, not a clothes hanging issue. Once again, we're cut off. Halltree. Once again, like, what is a Halltree? I don't know. I know what a coat rack is. I've seen them. They're called coat racks. But Halltree, still not sure. Some advantages, lots of disadvantages, more advantages, few disadvantages, and this is single and this is for family. I'd say we go with a cut rack. It kind of makes sense. Halltree brings life like plants and decorate the environment. One of the most artistic works in any position at home. I don't know what a Halltree is. You'll work in both the living room, dining room, give a warmth. Okay, well, is it like a shelf, a cabinet? Skiatch, right? Different ideas is when you want to go with. The downside is, like, I don't know the function. And all up to this point, you've talked about personal space. Now you're talking about coat rack, and really you should be talking about storage of clothes, maybe an aesthetic for the home that can also serve as storage. Materials. Materials can be important, but here pine is sure It's also cost effective. You can make it out of different type of materials. Maybe you should offer it in different materials. My fear is with pine, you have all these smaller structures, and so the joinery is not going to hold over time because it's not a stronger wood. Pine wood. Well, pine is a tree. It produces wood. What is a pine wood? Cut off. What can I say? Fabric. In this case, it's not just fabric. It's a decorated fabric, color, pattern. So I get the idea. But like, what are you trying to do? Why does she need both aesthetics and home storage? Why did she go with this style? Why is this a more successful design than previous ones? There's no way for me to really know that. Dimensions. Anytime you do dimensions, I'd rather you do them next to a person, because as long as we are designing for people, it's nice to see people. Assembly's nice. Let me see what the assembly feels funny. I guess you're doing consistently. Detail shots. Yeah, how does somebody use it? Why are they storing things behind? Why are they putting things in front? I don't know. Movable hooks. Well, if you show them removable hooks, at some point it'd be nice to see clothes hanging on the removable hooks. Can isolate dust. Okay, that's nice. This matches the strut. What matches the strut on the top? Increase friction. Or is it supposed to be increased tension, making the fabric more taut? Check that. Bags of dirty clothes. Okay. It's a nice final image. But what's it supposed to do? Something to do with plants. That's what I got earlier. And it's supposed to hold some type of clothes. And right now it's doing neither. Once again, cut off. This is your problem, not mine. Right? I'm assuming you're sending this to an employer. I see a cat. I'm seeing half of it, which tells me you didn't look at what you uploaded. So by this time, if I was looking to hire you and you're missing a detail all the way through and it's actually getting worse, I'm starting to be very inclined of like, why should I keep reading this? Her craftsmanship is poor. Also, keep in mind, everybody has different screens, but I'm using a 13-inch monitor. This is getting really tough to read in terms of size. Would have been a good idea to print it out and see what it actually prints out as. I can check that later. Sequence of use is too small. Like you have feels like too much white space that isn't being activated properly. Keep in mind, I didn't read any text. There was either too much text or I didn't have the desire to. So maybe bolding could help. Did you change font styles? Yes. Why did you change font styles? This is serifed. This is serifed. This is sans serif. You don't get to change font styles through a portfolio. You keep it for consistency. I don't like straight dimensions. Show me in context. I understand the size and scale in relation here. And if this helps me understand size and dimensions, why? I'm not evaluating on photography skills because I'm an industrial design employee. TSET family, not working. I'll give it one more chance. Let's see what happens from the scrolling. Get in touch. It's not working. What about TSET? Well, I can't see Project 4. Project 4 is supposed to be totally digital. And if I can't see it, I can't give you credit for it. So, I've tried to see... That works. I've made an attempt to see the 4 projects, but I have not, so... bit of advice: do not put your phone number. If you put your phone number, there are bots or little web algorithms that can search through every website and pull information. So if you don't want random people calling you, get rid of this. Alright, one down. Read. Let's talk. Very simple. I don't mind simple. The downside of the simple right now is your Blumen is so far right aligned that I don't know what it is. I don't mind dynamic images, right, that lead the eye, but this one's not succeeding in that regard. Also, when I see this front page, there's not a lot of color variation. Once again, simple is okay, but I think this is simple kind of leading into boring. So, Save the Catch should be colorful. If you want to go colorful, more desaturated, then alternate them. Baby Eames, USPS. We'll start in the order you've given me. That was interesting. It says I'm here. Alright, well, next one. Save the Catch. One of the major downsides is if I have 20 portfolios, oh no, to go through in a day, and if it's slow, I might not have patience, especially with the later ones, or if I'm hungry, or if I want to go home. What am I using in terms of? I'm using Chrome. Let's say, theoretically, that something's wrong with my computer, my laptop. I want to jump over off screen to my work computer. Shared. I got nothing. You didn't put anything in the shared folder. Okay, 2 strikes. Let's give it one more chance. I'm going to go to website, open your website. Alright. Works on my, let's see, Windows computer, but not my Mac computer. Maybe if I rescale. Let's see if I have any other. Get my face. I'm connected. Let's try Google. Alright, something wrong with Firefox. Man, I'm trying. I don't know why my Squarespace and Olivia's Squarespace pull up, but this one's being rather disagreeable. Okay. I don't mind that. At least it gives me a direction. Disconnect. Connect. Here we go. Blumen. Alright, well, crazy. Read. Bit of a problem. There's no story here. It's just images. And I can't zoom into these. Bro. I mean, that's why we spent so much time on the website. can't even zoom in and tell details. So this is a waste to me. I do like a video. What's up with this screen thing though? Alright, went away. I wish you would have hung out up top or spent more time on the individual components. I mean, this is what like the user interface is. This is the entertainment. So stay up there, then explain how your different surfacing and your different cams give a different experience. Man, like it's you're throwing out a final project. It's like there is no process, and we are known for our process. So yes and no. You're putting your design next to easily the most popular chair in the world, and we're always going to judge things by context, right? And personally, I like this chair more than like that chair. I can only see your front leg because, well, JP's sitting in it. Might be, can't go back in time, but it might have been wise to no person sitting in it, take a picture, have someone sitting in it, take a picture, and do a line trace. That way you get context and I get to see your chair. This is all I get to see, right? I mean, this is the best hero shot. It's not that it's that's an unattractive chair. That's ugly. That's much better in terms of proportions. But I mean, tell me something. Tell me about your design process. Tell me about what you learned, why it's different than the Eames chair, why you think it's visually more impactful or more elegant than the Eames chair, why do you use this type of hardware. You know, I want to know how you think. Yo, that's a hot mess. What is that? I should have a project enter right now. So there's no context. I see paper and a light bulb in a box. I see other things in some boxes. Like, I know what's going on because I talked with you about it. But if you're sending this to someone, they don't know what you're talking about. So, man, what do you want me to do about it? A babbling brook. Cool. It's a really poor website. I need another bite. Am I stress eating? Do I eat to keep from crying? You cannot lie to me. It's cool. Alright, Liv, what you got? Alright. Collateral 7-week project. Design brief. Readable. Any more than I might dodge it, but I can do 2 sentences. What we found. I like the color coordination, right? I know what we found. I'm not reading this. Nuclear directions. Oh, I get it. Holiday is waste of material. Alright. So I like this. That's good. Let's see if it continues. Interviews with these folks. I'm really like wondering what things they said led to the next stage of development. Mood board, yes. Is there anyone kind of box this information together? I think we talked about this before. It's hard to know where one page ends and one page begins. This looks like a mood board. You say it's a mood board. Or you can explain what inspirations you gathered from this mood board, because most designers will go, oh yeah, so visual inspiration. Oh, what'd you do with it? I did these things. Judgment journey. Walks in, identifies, puts item together, takes the calendar, ship it. Great idea. Sketching, keep in mind, this doesn't work in a 2-dimensional space, or it's in a 3-dimensional space. So, I mean, it's your job to translate that. Just thinking. Early prototyping, what did you learn? Three different ways to use metal extrusion clips, which I guess these guys are. First, graphic design direction. Did you do the graphic design on this? I guess you had to. Oh, you worked with the team of graphic designers. Oh, okay. Well, I assume you did it based off the way it was written. Or prototyping. Details. Details are good. We're getting a bit wordy, so it'd be nice to bold things. That way I can go and see. Allow extra projects as necessary. Spring. Keep it neat and tidy. You know, just direct me a bit. Direct flows. So, I mean, you are talking about the user experience journey, or the ideal customer journey. What if this is like a storyboard? Walk in, grab this. That's slide 1. Move over here, make it an adjustment. Slide 2. It's much better, right? We know it's all been about a 3D experience the whole time, but justify why this is right. And additionally, you made this so it's modular. You talked about your hinges earlier, because not all postal rooms are built alike. So I'm just articulating that this is an option, but the strength of the system is not just that one option. Do I see human scale? I kind of get scale from knowing it's an interior object, but I think a human would help. I mean, that's who we design it for. Let's see. Nice little user interface. I didn't go back up. Schmuckers. Wet cat food and food redesign. We know them, we love their jelly, of course we do. Wasteful and unappealing. Boring. Agreed. Research, and we have a font change, right? I don't like changing fonts. Do we have 3 font changes? No. Like, stick with this guy. It's become normal to me. When you change it up, I'm like, yo, this page don't fit. Organizationally, it works. I don't mind a larger one driving home a bit of information, but like, I'm not going to read this. I ain't got time for that. I don't have the desire for it neither. Food concepts, the ones that you have highlighted, or your directions, I get it. I'm going to do a highlight, right? What led this decision making? Too much text. Give me bold. Looks kind of gross. Maybe say, I know it looks kind of gross, but hear me out. Ideation process. I might make these a little bit bigger, right? Because my screen right now, this is coming across kind of small. We talked about the pyramids, because when I read it, I see blah blah pyramid, blah blah pyramid. I'm like, what's she doing 2 pyramids for? Blah blah pyramid. Open it up. You know, a cat would be nice. Let's see if there's any cats in the near future. No. Maybe throw a cat in there. I mean, that's the point, right? Yep. Even just changing color would help me know the distinction between these 2 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm expecting 5, 6, but no, it's 1, 2. So don't lead me astray into the path of the valley of darkness. I might consider flipping this around, just because, like, if I'm reading this information, even like recyclable, packaging, easy fits, triangle shape, I'm always having to go to the left of the word. So if you threw this information over here and it's left aligned, it could be easier to read. And then, is it going to be detrimental if your feedback's on the left? I don't know. I don't think so. And this is, for me, a visual thing. Anytime you hit enter, I'm expecting that word to start under the sentence, because it's part of that information. It's not really the start of a new line, so visually that's a little distracting for me. Font end result looks good. It's just, I want to see a cat. It's for cats. Let's look. Hey, chair project. We gotta come up with a different name than chair project. Ideation, modern style, square, modern. Got it. Unless he's a bit bigger. I don't see why not. This is Photoshop and expanding a bit. I want to appreciate these up close. Why'd you go with this square style? We trying to do like some Barcelona chair? Fail. I love it. It's honesty. Don't have this orphan. I'm not going to read any of this. I mocked it up full design. Impossible to engineer bending through wood twice. That's what's important. That's what I want to be highlighted. So, if you got to change, what'd you pivot to? Do you feel like you sacrifice visuals? Be honest, yes or no? Alright, so why did our vacuum forming bag pop? Metal bending forming glue bending. It's okay. I mean, it's a pretty picture, but keep in mind, I'm more interested in thought process than fabrication. I'm more interested in is like, if this is a problem and you're a problem solver, how'd you fix that problem? You did mock out of Infusion 360, but that's easy. That doesn't really show off your skills. So I don't mind having to be continued projects. It's just this one. Is there another way to do this except vacuum bag? Just curious. Because like I don't really like fighters that get punched in the face once and don't get up. They don't make good fighters. Just throwing that out. Oh, Puri. Oh, Puri. What's up with this dot? It's weird. And inside out 8-week project. Listen, we know internally what that means, but outside they don't. What up, Moreno? Keep on changing font sizes on me. You can go up, make a statement, but you can't go down because it becomes almost illegible. Improve the product and provide new benefits to designed user content. Alright, so that makes sense with here. But really it comes down to more of like improve the way or personalize the way a person experiences their interaction. Just a thought. That's not visual. I don't care about that, especially in that size. Hey Hannah, 24, recently out of college. More of an income, wants more, has more expectations. It doesn't feel like this is centered. I could be wrong, but my eyes feel that sort of way. Alright. I don't really care what people think, right? I care what Hannah thinks. So why are we throwing these other people in here? One alternative is an archetype is a fake person you make up to represent a point of view. And a persona is a conglomeration of multiple people distilled down to one person. And it's important that this one person can disagree with me because she's not human. Visually, where'd I go? Crucial parts, motor, alright, extras, shower head spray nozzle. Okay, don't know what that's for, but cool. Information, don't care. Good things, convenience. Bad things, no drip control. 70 to 20. Who are we making this for? Hannah. Why are we considering 70-year-olds? I knew I wanted to include these features. The problem is, who are you making this for? Hannah. I knew I wanted. I felt it best for Hannah to make these decisions. I mean, I know you did this because it was a summer project, but we gotta be talking more of a designer instead of a young design student at this point. Alright, and I mean, consider like hierarchy. These things are bigger, therefore they are more important. Are all these things equally important? Ideation, prototyping. Sure, that ain't prototyping. That's you with a lip simplet. This is prototyping with a bit of visual fuzz around here. And like, how'd you get from that to that? Nuh-uh, no, none of this. Don't make me hate you. I almost want like another era, right? So you did some ideas, you made it, you made some observations, you made a visual change here. Where'd that carafe come from? You have it drawn, but it's like it's not part of the system. It's just hanging out. It's just hanging out. So like it's just surprising to see it here. Click to turn on. It needs to have some type of light, right? It's too dull. It's the only button, so therefore it has to be the power button. Speaking of power button, where's your cord at? That's gonna be tough. The coffee is ground and brewed without any need for you to calculate your coffee to water ratio. Alright, that's nice. Just a thought, right? If I'm making 48 ounce, wait, that's 8. Is this thing big enough to hold 48 ounces? I don't know. I doubt it. But then again, you give me no scale at any point, so I don't know. 48 ounces, yeah, put it in craft, share it with your friends. If you're only looking for 6, why don't I just put like either a to-go mug or a small coffee mug just for myself? Because that, like, why am I going to clean 2 things when I only have to clean 1 thing? What let me say this in the way I want to. What that is? Where'd that come from? I don't know. Alright, take that for what you will. How we doing? Beautiful. Alley. A little swing through. Cute little picture. A little shout out about you. Gmail. Keep in mind, if this is here, I can email you, and anyone who has access to the public internet, which everybody does, can email you here. So you might want to be this could be a trash email, or just like let this send to your email. This at least takes effort to throw in there. This is copy paste, and then you're on emailing list for the rest of your life. Just a consideration. Projects, right? I'm here to talk about your projects. Now, what is your work, and why are those things different? Contract work, extracurricular work, it's just work. But I came here to see projects. It's just, the definition is a bit tough. Adam Williams has some really good advice for this. Ain't no way to dwell in the past. All right, get this girl. Come on, get this suffix right. Because if I'm doing this, it's broke, it's broke, it's broke, it's broke. I'm done. Luckily, I know this is the problem, so I know how to fix it. But girl, you gotta fix it. I mean, you've got to expect people to be people and not really care about you and not really care about your feelings. Be like, does this person have an ability to bring me utility? Should I hire them? If they can't do a link right, I don't know. Actually, the right answer is just no. Solving the last mile. That works. Seems like there's a bit more white space out here. This feels centered, which makes this one feel uncentered, right? So let me give me a little white space, bump this to the right. What up, Uncle? Now, all people? Maybe accommodate those who are undernoticed or excluded, because if you say all people, maybe it opens your scope too big. Alright, look at sketches. Why did we do sketches? What things are you exploring? Right? What are the unique needs that your uncle has that need to be built into a scooter? 1, 2, 3. First model, second model, third model. What did you learn from these models? Once again, I'm hiring you because you can think through things. But right now you're not communicating. I want that to be big and important. I mean, it should be like right up in here, this entire thing. And it's not, yes, you can throw about aesthetics later, but this is your main goal. So that should be big, and that should be kind of subdominant to that. Moby, lots of images. Okay, keep in mind who we designed it for. Not only people, but someone who has a limitation which keeps him from using traditional devices. So, what do I want to see? I think you know what I want to see. Alright. Go back to top button would be nice, but I'm okay. Projects. Meow. Alright, so reading it for the first time, reinventing wet cat food packaging has fallen into a pattern of same old, boring. Okay. Yes, I see that. Very homogeneous. Hello, Emily. Problems of smell, right? It just says smell, so problems of smell is really the issue. Doesn't like contact with the food. Okay, so these are the things you like to achieve. I need to know how you are implementing them here. Make it clean and fun. Oh, clean and fun's good, but I thought these, because you listed them first, were the issues you're dealing with. So clean, contact with food. Fun? I'm not sure. These are just sketches. These are shapes. I don't know how you're solving the problem. I mean, I think part of that's just like unboxing the problem first and saying, alright, this is problem 1. This is how I should approach solving it. This is problem 2. This is how I approach solving it. Now that I have solutions on the small areas, how can we combine them to be one cohesive solved outcome? Like, how is this better than what's already out there? I don't know. Introducing the pop and go. Can't read it. Is it important? Should I be able to read it? Doesn't come about contact with food. Alright, that was good. Mess and use of utensils. Eliminating. Eliminating is important here. Low waste, I got it. Doesn't smell when disposed of. Can you prove that? Alright. Good use of the interface, that B. How many are there? 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6, I think. Oh, not a video, got excited. Push action. What? You might gotta like aluminum seal. Where? Push action. Behind. Might need another image. Or you use this later once you've explained this. Or number 1, intuitive starting point, easy to open. Number 2, aluminum seal for freshness. Number 3, proprietary pushing technology. Number 4, limit smell. I don't know, something like that. And then really, this seems more of a wrap up. This is great information, but I don't like ending on it per se. And if I don't read this, I don't know you have a patent. There we go. Yep, Fire Lord. Devastating. Girl, where's that picture at? Come on. Because this looks delightful. I want to do that, and you call it devastating, so visually it's confusing. Show the propane isobutane tanks. Dang it, woman. You got to convince me that wood's a good idea. And I'm also trusting that there's going to be wood out there. I mean, if I'm heading out in spring and either all the stuff on the ground's rotted and all the new stuff is too wet, then it's not going to be useful. So explain, convince me that this is a good alternative fuel source. Because the solar ovens, I can't even depend on those. Like, what if it's cloudy? I ain't going to eat. Prototyping and scale study. Girl, you don't show no scale anywhere. I don't know this in terms of relative to a person. Model scale overall way too large. In comparison to what? Like, I can't see it, so I can't comprehend. Cutouts are necessary. Aren't there really cutouts there for like flow of oxygen? Handle placement is off. I like to see what I know what you're doing. It lacks some description and some visuals. Concept refinement. Okay, well, is it because that these things were off and now you're changing them? How are you making it better? How are you making it accommodating to a user, especially if they've never used it before? What do you mean forms are not consistent? Like bottoms are inconsistent? Like there's different sized bottoms? Realize there was no need for small cutouts at top. Okay. Stacking units is good. Show me some stacked units. Give me like 3. It won't take that much long. Handle is not integrated to the form cutout. Okay. Oh, I see integration next. Then what? I do like how you're articulating your decisions and whether useful. Sleek portable camping stove designed, aimed at solving not only your problems but the world's. It's a bit. It's been out there, huh? Does this have to be tabbed over or dashed over? Keep in mind context. Have you shown me context? I get relative handle size. One hand handle, 2 hand handle. How big? How heavy? Size would be nice. Do I see a human? No. You know, I don't think I'm being unreasonable. I mean, this stuff looks good, but just the basic of what is it for? It's for camping. It's for using a resource that's already there. At the end, what do I get? Do I get camping? No. Do I get interaction with the resource being wood? No. One week, Ireland, team of 4, inspiration, a little hard to read. Beauty of Buren, I'd never been there before, so I don't know. Croix means heart in Gaelic, cool, historic Ballyvon, alright, things look woody, Ireland's cool, sheep are nice. I considered a 9-mile hike research, exploring the natural landscape. One, I can't say this. 2, is that what you're talking about? Like this mountain in the background? These little sketches. Is it the 1 or the 2? I'm kind of confused on how you circled this thing. And why'd you go with 3 panels? I mean, I might like this aesthetic better. There's a functional reason to go with 3 panels that are welded together. There's also like the ability to talk about air being pulled in, being a fuel source. Keep in mind, I just got done reading about a wood fire element, so it seems redundant at this point. She's really good at dealing with fire. Oh Lord, let's not call this aluminum, mostly because I know aluminum has a low melting point, and I see that you're welding. I bet you're not welding aluminum because that junk is tricky and it's gummy. I'm just saying you're doing like, man, go to McMaster-Carr, type in steel. It's not stainless. I can see it has like tarnishes on it. But what type of steel is this? You ain't messing with aluminum. Come on. You melt your own thing. I do like this bringing attention to things that are important. This also gives me scale. That is helpful. Also integrate so air can enter underneath the wood and keep the fire going. Cool. I'm looking for that. Around the edges, user safety, maintaining overall look. Cool. Finished product. Hey! Mills. Alright. My favorite thing you did here is like you were articulating why you made the decisions you made. Just don't. That ain't aluminum. We done here. Projects. Okay. CJ. I want to be that person. Man. That's a nice fern. Oh dang, that's some nice shoes. Is this a bike project? Ping pong table. America. So, by you leaving these things in, I mean, I'm trying to be as objective as unbent bush as possible. It's a nice couch. Alright, rocking chair. Alright, so now I'm going to loop, right? I want to go back. I want to learn more about these projects, but there is no way. This is getting annoying. Go back. It's annoying for me, and I know what's going on. It's going to be really annoying for someone trying to actually learn about these things. Get me out. Get me out. Alright, chair project. Are these just images? Like, this is not... Right, this should lead me to the project. I'm hoping when I hit this projects button, I'll actually get to learn about what you did. Right? I'm used to, like, when I see a tab, I can click the tab and get into it. So in terms of interface, we got a problem. Also, change this junk. I mean, you got sans serif and you got serif. Sans serif. Just consistency, man. Alright, I'll bite. I'll do. It's really unaccommodating. We'll lose. Alright, what are you going after? Why is this even here? Like, nah, like, at this point you're controlling the story. Don't even tempt me with this idea. 5-week project, what are you trying to achieve? Something with light transparency, driving down cost. Let's not do, what are those things called? I'm so tired of talking about those things. One, two. Inimically. Zero blue card stock. Let me pull that. Thing is, like, I'm not gonna stop and read all this. Like, concept 1, slightly smaller. Concept 2, slightly larger. Cool. Concept 3, iteration 2 and 3 stayed the same. Slits at base. Material cost and breakdown. A little bit hard to read on my screen. Yep, material cost stays the same. Fabrication cost. Is there any way kind of highlight that? Because, I mean, that's the biggest change. And right now what's highlighted is your material cost. Flat pack assembly. Keep in mind, I could be stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Numbers keep me from being stupid. About 10 minutes to assemble. Easy and fun. Alright, do we have any context? Great shots here. Actually pretty good there. I might knock back this background image. It's pretty bright and I want to bring attention to these, but overall color palette fits pretty well. Man, somebody had to pay me a lot of money to 3D model this thing. It's tough. Inside out. What is inside out? Form giving exercise. Take a given adjective and embody that in a standing desk lab. Got it. Athletic. Seems like that should be bolded. Athletic, or like this says athletic. What's up? What's over there? Why is that even in this discussion? Mood board research. What is athletic? What makes something athletic? Like, what are your synonyms is my question. I don't know if someone else reading this, but this seems pretty redundant. They're all sculptures. That one's athletic, but it's athletes, so that's not really... It's not a stretch of a conclusion. These all have motion and direction and velocity to them, but it's not varied. Athletic, here we go. Brawny. Isn't like brawny the name of some kitchen towels? The first step in my design process is to create a mood board for inspiration. Cool mood board, successful. Clock exploration. All right, what theme was you exploring? Because you can get to the final solution really quick, and I know what the final solution is. Why? Because we started off with it. Phase clock indication, what works, what doesn't, the green highlights, most successful. I mean, if you just make it a little bigger, you can drop the blue. Prototype in. Why is it a bit grayed out? It's kind of dull. Right, interesting. I might break this out into like 2 or 3 pages, right? Because we should be getting to like, all right, just execute it, throw it on the machine, make it happen. But you said there's a problem that you have this Nike swoosh unintentionally, so how do you get away from it? And like, instead of having these 3 things on a page, where if I rush through this one page, I miss all these learning outcomes, like your thought process and your solving process. If you break it into some more pages, I have to slow down and recognize each one as a phase. This guy. What I learned: people relate to objects that are familiar to them. Having relationships and connections is something we as people crave. Alright. That seems a bit far-fetched for me. Alright, works. Lots of scrolling for Ben Bush today. Muckers. Alright, you got 2 solutions you're showing here. Because the paws are close to the cats, they get associated with the cats, pull them over to the right, maybe do a gray and make that black because I'm trying to read. But in contrast, cat owners do not enjoy wet cat food. That's all I'm going to start. That's all I'm going to read. Concept ideation. What are you trying to solve? We're messing with wet cat food. What are some of the problems? That way I can appreciate some of the solutions. Is that a shark? Food dividers. And you've already jumped to a solution, so I don't like. There's no process. Cats, sketches, models, food dividers, twist mechanism. That could be cool. Why is there a twist mechanism? And why did you choose to do clear windows? There's good answers. There's good design answers here. Additionally, right? So I'm at the end of the project, which kind of sucks because you're like, you tempted like 2 projects. Great. Meowmix must be so excited, but you don't tell me nothing about that one. That's that. Been waiting all year. Come on. 1, you're changing fonts. Don't change fonts. Stay with the same font. 2, I can't read it. It's too small. Design brief. Rocking chairs. Old-fashioned rocking chairs. Ergo study. Now keep in mind, this is Dreyfus. I forget who did these guides, but these things have been around forever. So most designers know this, and it's good to show you referenced it. But why is it important? I don't want it to sound counterintuitive, but I mean this is info. How do you apply the info is what more I'm concerned about. Concept ideation. I was going to tell you what I think. That's ugly. That's just me though. And we go from like super rough, like that. This guy and this guy should not share the same page, but they are. So we need to resketch most of that page. And also, like, what are we going for? We're going for rocking chair. Is there anything else you want to integrate into this, or are we just doing a rocking chair? Is there a design or a a verb, if I was going to reference back earlier, a brand that you're going for. What are the things you want to avoid? That way I understand when you get to this point, like, okay, this is the right, based on all his process, this makes sense. But right now there's not enough process. Prototyping, can't read it. Muscles, too distinct. Like, you haven't done this in this project at all. So why do I need like these super, like, I'm paying attention to the numbers more than the images themselves. And once again, too small, can't read. Won't read. Let's kill this page off, or zoom in and do a detail. This is a good page. This one not so much. In context, yes, but it doesn't have a shadow, so it's like it's not real. Is there any way to show scale? Is that at some point in this? No, I don't know scale. So that's what that is. JP, his works. His chair 1. What a plywood chair. Moody. Preface. That's true. That's very true. Can't read that. Even fun. We're talking about the Eames though. We all know their chair. It's like if I was trying to do a basketball clinic and then I had like Penny Hardaway or Allen Iverson or Steph Curry in the same room as me, people would not pay attention to me. Why? Because I am not the international authority on that thing. So when you're talking about chairs or plywood chairs and you throw the Eames in there, it's bringing judgment upon yourself. Introduction. Research is small. Like it. The reason why that. Oh Lord, no. That's not what I wanted. It is the research page, but once I look at it, I should know it's the research page. So like, I don't mind that text being there, and this goes for everyone. I don't mind that text being there, but it's not so important to me. I don't know what this is, and I can't zoom in on it. That was a mistake, right? Yeah, huge mistake. Go back. Deactivate that function. And what is this? What did you learn? Once again, like just the overall size. I like the way it comes across, but for my screen, it's just too small, and I can't zoom in. Sketch ideation. What direction are you going for, and how is it based off of this information? What are you trying to solve? Lots of good like model shots, testing some things out. A 2-part chair in order to have the most control over the ergonomics. Okay. Maybe highlight that. I need to know how you get to this part, right? So you were going to go from 1 part to a 2-part. Are there any other reasons why you decided to make that decision? Target, once again, Eames chair. Who else made that error? Somebody up in the front. I need a bite of avocado. And a camarones. Y una cebolla. Y arroz. Bueno. Sorry, that's very rude of me. Like, I find myself reading the content mostly because the images are good, and now that the images are good, I'm curious about, tell me something about the images, but I'm finding it hard to work through all that text. Why did I do lean back so far? Alright, so I feel 50-50 about this, right? Because it is part of your process, but is there problem solving there, or is it just like making it happen? Is there anything special I need to know about this? Pedestal base. Great shot. Don't really know what's going on there. I know you made a jig of some sort. No. This I can appreciate. This can appreciate too. This really drowns it out. You gotta Photoshop or rotate that image. Good. Not as good, but okay. Nice details. Moody, but I've already seen it, so. Same picture. Yeah, slight crop difference. Pond is 12 weeks sustainable. Water food deserts, water food insecurity, 12.5% struggle with hunger in these areas. Got it. The bolding or the highlighting is nice. Ooh, too fast. A local problem. Cool. 1 in 5, Jefferson County, a higher number. Okay. First-hand experience getting groceries has always been hard. I don't know what I would do. This house is right here. I'm assuming the red is food desert. I'm assuming too much. What are all these little dots? Short of groceries. I think this needs to be bigger, easier to read. Solution target, you're going for 3 things: sustainable, universal, and economical. Got it. Empower through independence. Aquaponics. Benefits. Got it. Aquaponics 101. Good. I understand aquaponics. I understand the need. I understand it's kind of a 3-tiered approach. Another problem, a fistful of dollars. If I miss this page, is it really going to screw up the rest of my understanding? Benchmarking, opportunity space, which is less expensive in large area. Based on what I've seen so far, I don't know which direction you're going to go in. But if it's in the inexpensive and you want to be inexpensive, it's going to cost less than 2K. Economies of scale. How do you make this more impactful? Because if I miss it, then I'm in trouble. Urban farming. Research experts. I'm starting to get drowned in information. I need you to bring it back to the bigger picture. Intuitive, community, accessible. I think you're giving... Rule of Thirds is great, but you're hitting me with so much that I'm drowning. Right? So, urban farming, empowerment, local, resource renewal. Design targets. These should be different colors. Like, you've done green on everything up to this point, and now we're like, alright, we've done the wide exploration. We've got to focus down into these 3 things. They will guide the rest of the project. So visually, it needs to be at that same level of importance as the highest level in this project. How are we doing? Cool. If possible, make bigger. Looks good. Just can't see it. Same thing for that one. It looks nice, but the problem is I can't see it. Greenhouse. This is kind of a schematic look. I like. It does have a kind of architectural feel. I would like to see something like this at the end. Like, how does the system work? And then give me details on the specifics. Okay, interesting way to do a bench. Final solution. Well, I mean, at this point, you've already talked about the final solution. Just like you gotta... It's hard to appreciate the details. Moving forward, once again, I like the highlighting. 80% globally conservative growing problem, which is transportation. My walk diet. But here's your user research. Just call it research. I mean, that's what it looks like, not so much potential. Or like, are you saying that they are potential users? They don't currently ride one? I guess I read it wrong. How can we rephrase this to say that these people don't currently use it? I'm checking to see if that's actually true. Yeah. Is there a different way to say this instead of like... Potentially, I will do this research. I see you did the research. User research on potential users. I'm trying to avoid research on future transportation users. I'm trying to get there, but I'm not. Opportunity space. So we have a price point. Cargo. Well, price point is not really important, even though you listed the price. It has highly portable and cargo capable. Got it. Once again, when you're doing this big shift, when you're kind of narrowing back in, this should appear differently than everything else before and after. A wall. Looks cool. Can't really appreciate it. Prototyping. The whole gang, what are you trying to achieve? What worked with 1? What worked with 2? What worked with 3? Opposite, what didn't work. So maybe like 1 day build, these are what I learned. 1 day build, this is what I learned. So what are the outcomes? Leads me to here. The fold. Cool. Got it. Now keep in mind, I do want to see a person on this, and I want to see some cargo on it. Those are what it's for. Nice renderings. Alright. It's not holding cargo. She doesn't need it per se, but that's where I thought this was going. RST. Inspiration. Not going to read that. Colors and shapes. Initial development. What did you learn? Formed that exuded quietness. Foam models. Form refinement. These are the ones you got to determine the proportions. Solution. Form, color, flat interface. Details. Right? I think quiet but not silent should be first, because I mean, just look at your color palette. Everything's muted and calm, and then BAM! You get hit in the face. That's in context. It's fine. Cool. And you headshot. And you headshot. Did you ever show me scale at any point? No. I know we don't talk about scale. We do talk about scale in class. We don't talk about user interface that much. That could be an addition for later, but 2-week project? I thought it was longer than that, but I will keep my thoughts to myself. Alright. Mr. Harrison. Bloomin'. Okay. Let's go to your Insta instead. Private account. I think that's going to be tough for anybody to see, Kaylin. Oh, Lord. Let's go to your LinkedIn. No, I don't want to join now. I'm only doing this because I can't. Cool, now I can see the things you posted and things you're interested in. Let's make sure not to give too much information. Can't be a bad thing. Alright, now that I'm here, I'd like to get back. How do I get back? I couldn't get in and learn about the project, so undo, Control Z. Let's not go in there again. Unity. Portfolio. Alright, once again, locked in. I can't go back. I don't want to have to go to that button. I want it to be convenient in my eyesight. Alright, so let's say in theory, this is my computer's fault again. I want to check on my other computer. Alright, that link didn't work. Let me go into our server. Website link. Link. Copy. And paste. Alright, let's try that again. Bloomin'. Nope. Portfolio link is broke. I just have an image. Unity. Try again. I got nothing for portfolio link. More time on. Ooh! Alright, let's see what I see. Alright, so I wanted to see those. Those to me are the most attractive. We worked them in class. I hit the wave up. I'm like, oh, there's another link that works. Cool. If I can't learn about this project, maybe get here. Let's be honest for a second. This doesn't look like a website that is user-friendly. And I do not care. When did I graduate? Here. Second year program. I want to see if I know any friends in here. Let's see. Taiwan 05. Do you really want me digging in here? Shoot day. First day. Pottery class. Sure. Hey. That's Brandon. Brandon, I forget his last name, but he's in Atlanta right now. So, do you want me going through this, or did you want to lead me to your portfolio? Because this is the only thing that's worked, and I just learned that Brandon went to Taiwan. That's great. I don't know none of these people. Why are we sitting on the table? I know what you're thinking, Ben, this is a waste of my time. Well, maybe it goes both ways. Shoot. I can't see more about this work. Go back. The turtle. Portfolio. I saw this thing in the hall. I don't know what it is. We decided we were going to work on portfolios. I gave y'all time to upload it. You didn't. That's what it is, huh? It's not that I dislike you. I think you're a cool guy, man. That's whatever. It's just my job is to make sure you get a good portfolio, and it's not there. And I don't think I'm going to take accountability for that one. Alright, Rex and Effects. I'm here to see projects. I'm Rex. Cool. I'm not really sure that's the best way. Like, I'm here to see your projects, and then I want to be seeing your CV if I like those projects, and then I want to contact you. And like, come on, this is your homepage, right? And we didn't go through to change this. Pickles, Fungi Farm. I mean, this is your CV description. This is your CV description. This is your CV description. I want to see your product design. Right? I see these projects. I want to click on them and be like, oh, I want to know more about that. Get rid of that. A whole lot of nothing about. I thought this was Rex, but I guess it's Elijah. How about the Cobra? Am I waiting or? Alright, Cobra didn't load. Here we go. This one loaded. If this pops up, I'm going to click on it, which tells me we are horizontally scrolling opposed to vertically scrolling. I don't mind. Flat pack design. Project goal: create a cost-effective flat packed cost breakdown. Okay. This is most important. It's top middle. Flat pack, shippable, cost-effective, sturdy, aesthetically pleasing. That's a bit annoying, right? I can't really see all that page. Prepare and use Sony style architecture. Cool. So what did you take from it? Actually, I like this, right? Coordinated design elements, organized central mass. Cool. I see how it translated from the previous one. I like you bringing out details. Credit cardboard. What did you learn from this? I see what you did. What did you learn, and what did you translate from prototype 1 to prototype 2? I'd say it's too much bolding. 3, offset the layers. Where? Offset layers, got it, thank you for the reference. Altering their lengths, visual balance, okay. No adhesive, that is good. Now I'm starting to see an issue crop up. Will it fix itself? Okay, it does. Because like for the majority of this, like there's no cord, and it's not that I don't mind, but it's gonna have a cord, especially kind of viewed in this context. It's like there's a bulb on, but there's no way to get power to the bulb. So it was, I would just Photoshop a line in here. That way the context is kept. I don't know what I did. Alright, so we're combining those things. How can you put this at one? Because I've read this as to make it out of vellum it's this cost, to make it out of bamboo it's this cost. I mean, I know it's only 2 materials, but vellum and bamboo material total. Because I guess I just care about the total. Let's get a final picture. And also keep in mind, I'm looking for 4 projects because the 4th one's supposed to be, on a website. And I also have it in PDF. I'm supposed to have it in your server, but this is the point. Fungi. Yep. So high yield. How did we get high yield? That's a great question. That's some bullshit. Nah, I can't do that. IDV. I used the one you sent me, and I'd like to give you feedback. That's what I'm here for, but I can't get into your website. So if I'm wrong, I'll give you feedback later. And this is. Let me try it on the big computer one more time. Yep, just don't work. Well, I hope it's been helpful. I think it's been more of getting beat up, but it's better get beat up by me and then make the changes and get employed than get beat up later month after month after month and not have anybody tell you what's wrong with your website. So, man, continue to improve that thing. It's the first project or the first portfolio you do. It is not the last portfolio you do. It takes time. It takes getting feedback. You might slip into a mild depression during it, but it's one of those necessary evils. Get it good enough to get that first job. After that, you'll need it for a long, long time. And after that time, you have professional work to show. So, these are my thoughts. I will see some of y'all whenever you come out to Auburn, some of y'all in the fall. Later.